Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today we are talking about Mooncat's new collection, and this one is called Seasons of Persephone, which I think is a fun theme for a spring collection, even if it is a little offbeat. So let's dive into it and take a look at these polishes. There are lots of special effects in this one, so really excited. This one is called To All Who Ghosted Me, and it's got like a blue shimmer to it while looking kind of gray. That's kind of cool. This one is called Garden of Evil, and it looks pretty purple with like a green tint from looking at the bottle, so we'll see what that ends up looking like. This one is called Queen of the Dead, and this is the thermal polish. I'm really excited about this one. So a thermal polish, if you don't know, is a nail polish that changes colors depending on what heat it's being exposed to. So if you guys remember mood rings, you know, they changed colors depending on how warm you were. Thermal polish is kind of the same, except it's usually only two-toned, although there are some tri-thermals, but this is not one of those. This one is only two-toned. When it's warm, it's a lighter red, and when it's cool, it's a darker red. So if you have long nails and you paint, it gives you kind of a natural French tip when that transition from the body heat to kind of just hanging over your finger happens. You'll have two different tones of color, which is really cool. Okay, then there's this one, Love Bomb. It definitely has a red shimmer to it, but it looks kind of purplish. It's kind of a neat looking color. This one is called Fields of Elysium. I may not be saying that right. My Greek is not great. It's not my strong point. But this one's really pretty. It's got a bright pink shimmer, but it looks like a more muted green, like almost a sage green as a base. It's pretty. This one is called Freshly Bitten, and it looks like a really deep purple with a pretty strong red shimmer. That's fun. Then we've got Petals for a Narcissist. This one is like a light gray with a strong purple shimmer. This looks really pretty. I'm excited for this one. Then we have the only magnetic in the collection. This one's called Devil's Ivy. And it's the same, kind of that sage green kind of color. But it looks like the magnetic sparkles are kind of a gold, maybe a warm silver. It's pretty. And then finally you have The Trouble with Immortality, which I think is a fun shade name. And yeah, it looks like a really pretty color too, like a dark, dark, dark gold or like a sparkly brown, but it's pretty. So I'm starting with this magnetic polish, Devil's Ivy. It's a really beautiful color of green, nice muted. And there it is after 30 seconds. So pretty. This next one is called Freshly Bitten. It's really pretty. Kind of dark purple. This one is called The Trouble with Immortality, which I kind of love as a name. It's coming out lighter on the nail so far than in the bottle, but more coats might make it a little darker. This one is called Petals for a Narcissist with that pretty purple shimmer. It's really sheer in one coat, but I bet in a few more it'll look beautiful. And this one is called Garden of Evil. It's a fun name. Oh, and this is a beautiful color. Green with a purple shimmer. Yes, this is gorgeous. Okay, this one is called Queen of the Dead. I think this one is the thermal polish that has been shown off all over social media. I have pretty short nails, but we're going to see how it does. Fields of Elysium. This is another green with purple shimmer. This is more of a subdued green. I really like that too. The purple shimmer is less intense also. Okay, this one is called To All Who Ghosted Me. kind of a fun name too. This one has a nice blue shimmer to it. On the pinky, I'm just going to go ahead and put the Trouble with Immortality. Kind of like a little bit more brown to balance out all the purples in this. And then on my thumb, I'm going to do Love Bomb. There it is. That's pretty. It's got some kind of shimmer to it. It's hard to tell with just one coat though. Okay, on to the second coat. This is Devil's Ivy. Oh, yes. It's going to be perfect in 2 coats. That's gorgeous. I love this shade. Here's the second coat of Freshly Bitten. This one might be good in 2 coats. It's looking just a tad patchy. Okay, here's the Trouble with Immortality. Yeah, it does get a little darker with that second coat. That's pretty. That's like an old gold. Here's Petals for a Narcissist. It's a really pretty spring shade. It's still pretty sheer with 2 coats, but I think it might be meant to be a sheerer polish. And the second coat of Garden of Evil. A little bit more polish than that. This is gorgeous. I think this and Devil's Ivy are my standout faves. This is pretty. Okay, we're going to do Queen of the Dead again. Thus far, it's kind of looking like the thermal shift isn't going to stand out much on my shorter nails. It's kind of a bummer, but I do wash my hands all day, so I'm sure I'll get to see some shifting. Okay, here's Fields of Elysium. Someone's going to tell me if I'm saying that wrong, because I've never been that good at Greek mythology. Okay, second coat of To All Who Ghosted Me. That's pretty. It's like a muted lavender with a blue shimmer. I was not impressed with the first coat, but the second coat really brings it out. Okay, this is the Trouble with Immortality again. And on to Love Bomb. Get a little bit more polish than that. That's pretty too, really muted. I feel like there's just shimmer there, but I'm just not really seeing it. Okay, I'm going to do a third coat on a few of these. The first one being Freshly Bitten. Yeah, that kind of clears up any patchiness. And I'm going to do Petals for a Narcissist. See if we can get that to build any more. Yeah, actually, that's pretty in 3 coats. Like that. So in love with this shade, Garden of Evil. I feel like it deserves 3 coats. Just to make sure it's at its absolute best. It's just such a pretty color. Look at that shimmer. And then I'm going to do one more coat on that Thermal Queen of the Dead. You see it's starting to kind of do its thermal thing a little bit. So those are the swatches for Mooncat's Seasons of Persephone collection. So I'm just going to tell you my thoughts on some of this polish. So like I said, Garden of Evil, if I can find that one. No, that's not it. There. Garden of Evil was 100% my favorite. Like, to me, it's just, I don't know, the bright green, the super strong purple flash. Like, the purple flash is so strong. I just think it's beautiful. I love this color. Crowning achievement, one of my favorite Mooncats in a long time. So, rave review for Garden of Evil. My other one that I really liked was Devil's Ivy. It's a pretty color for a magnetic, and I liked that the magnetic color of the flakes was contrasting enough that it was really obvious, but not just the typical silver that I feel like is the contrasting color in every boring magnetic out there. I like it's got like this warm, natural, growing kind of vibe to it. And it's perfect for Persephone and perfect for spring, and it's really pretty. I like this one. I also liked Fields of Elysium. However, I did think it was pretty similar to Garden of Evil. It's just, like you can see, this one has a base that's more of an apple green, and this one has a base that's more of a sage green. If you're not the kind of person who likes to have every color out there, probably not going to need both of these. So I guess I would just choose based on whether you prefer a brighter color or a more muted color. Obviously, I am the brighter color kind of girl. And this shimmer in Fields of Elysium is not as strong either, which I think is makes it not my favorite, but other people might enjoy it. And then since we're doing comparisons between polishes, Love Bomb and Freshly Bitten. These two were not my favorites in the collection. I just feel, not that I don't like these colors, but I feel like I have so many similar colors. Like this is Love Bomb, I feel like, or not Love Bomb, Freshly Bitten is a shade that's been done and done and done and done by indie companies. So it's not stunningly different from other things in the first place. But then in the same collection with Love Bomb, which is just like a slightly more muted version of Freshly Bitten, I don't like them being in the same collection together. I think they're just too similar. I don't think most people are going to need both of these colors. So just kind of choose based on Freshly Bitten is definitely a bolder, more out there kind of a color. And Love Bomb is definitely a little more muted, a little... they're both very pretty, but just quite similar. I was also a big fan of The Trouble with Immortality. It's really pretty. I like that color. And it's also got kind of bigger flakes of color, which makes it look kind of more like a glitter. It's very sparkly. Like that one. Petals for a Narcissist was pretty. It's a good spring color because it's got that like lilac-y pink to it. It was pretty sheer, but with 3 coats, it built up quite well. So, To All Who Ghosted Me. This is another color that I felt was kind of similar to a lot of other colors that I've seen from indie companies before. So I wasn't particularly excited about this one. It's not really doing anything new. But it is a pretty color if you don't already have it. Kind of a light gray. It's got a nice blue shimmer to it. And then finally, the Thermal Queen of the Dead. I feel like I honestly can't even review this very well because my nails were just not long enough to really make a difference at all. I do have pretty short nails, and thermals probably just aren't for people with short nails. It's still kind of cool to watch it change color, like when you're washing your hands or something. And I wash my hands a lot, so it was kind of cool. But unless I got another, like, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch on my nails, I just don't think that the thermal is doing much for me. So yeah, if you do have longer nails, then I think you should definitely give it a try, because from what I have seen on like Instagram videos and TikTok videos, it looks really cool if you have a little bit longer nails. So worth a try. So that's Mooncat's Seasons of Persephone collection. If you have any questions or any comments about it, please do post down in the comments below, because I would love to talk to you about it all day. Just all day. I'll talk makeup and nails. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day.